Hi everyone, Simon Killing here, it's weatherweb.net, and thanks again for watching. As always, the sites get free of charge by the adverts here around the screen and by you coming back and visiting regularly, so thank you for doing that. This is the forecast updated on Monday the 29th of October, and looks like we've got a mixed and pretty cool week ahead, but the focus is on Friday for the potential for some heavy rain and strong winds across the south of the country, and then looks like we could get some cooler conditions coming in during next week. Now the ECMWF, if you were watching yesterday, is pretty much the same. It's this goes in 24-hour steps. This is the chart from midnight last night. Notice the trough here through the country. Notice how that moves its way eastwards. Look, it's this U shape in the green colours here. We get a weak ridge come through during the course of tomorrow, but then we get low pressure moving its way back eastwards. Look, another trough forming through the UK on Halloween, and that just strengthens and tightens as we get in towards Thursday, and then by midnight on Friday we've got a deep low across the north of the country, but it's this feature here, this little kink in the ice bars, that's what we're watching for midnight overnight into Friday, because as this feature zips eastwards with the jet stream, it's going to be strengthening. It's going into the left exit region of the jet as well, which means that it will deepen quite significantly, and there it goes by midnight on Saturday. Look, it's cleared the country, but by then it will have brought, it looks, very strong winds and some really heavy rain to southern parts of England and southern parts of Wales. It then leaves us with the area of low pressure for the weekend to the north of the country, this northwesterly flow to the west of it, a southwesterly running in across southern parts of the country, but this is a returning polar maritime air mass, and this just brings heavy showers and unsettled conditions through the weekend, as well as feeling pretty cool. And then as we get into the beginning of the week after next, this is bonfire night, look, a northwesterly wind, so things remaining cool across the country, and I think some wintry showers for bonfire night across the north of the country as well. But there are some hints. Look, this ridge that builds back out in the Atlantic by the time we're getting into Tuesday the 6th, yes, we've still got a cold northwesterly flow, but by the time we get to Wednesday the 7th, this ridge is going to be, I think, collapsing its way southwards. We then find the winds coming from a slightly milder source here, look, coming in more from a westerly direction, and winds that have formed their way, formed themselves over the central parts of the Atlantic, bringing milder air in. So I think we turn cloudier, but we will be turning milder into this middle part of November. And you may remember that a few days ago, that was what the CFS model was hinting at this rise in temperature around about the 10th or 11th of November. It looks like it's coming in a little bit early, but it saw this rise in temperature about then, before cooling off once again. We then need to watch this little trough that's out here just to see what happens to that. It could be that just deepens out to the west of the UK here, splits these two highs off, brings in the southerly, which is the warmer flow, but then eventually that low moves its way eastwards and we get the northerly flow coming behind for the rest of November. Okay, so the Atlantic Oscillation for the next few days then is staying in pretty negative territory. So the westerlies across the Atlantic, not quite so strong as they normally are, but nonetheless, I mean, basically what that's doing is just reflecting the fact that there's an anticyclone there, and it's blocking the areas of low pressure coming in from the west, but that doesn't stop us being stuck in fairly unsettled conditions. Okay, so this is the chart for this morning then. Low pressure off to the east, more rain to come across southwestern and southern parts of England through the course of this afternoon, and you'll notice as the charts move on here that that rain just kind of lingers across southern parts of the country through this afternoon, really reluctant to clear away. Eventually it will do. I think it'll be this evening and overnight before it really gets going into the continent properly, and then what we should find is drier weather coming in for many behind. However, low pressure, look, moving into the northwest of Scotland there, bringing some more outbreaks of rain through the course of Tuesday to northwestern Scotland, whereas southern parts of the country stay dry and bright after an early frost. I think by late on in the day, look, we're going to be finding more rain across northern and western Scotland. I think down to the south it should be dry with sunny spells, and then overnight tomorrow, heading in towards the day on Wednesday, we've got a deep area of low pressure developing north of Scotland. This is what's going to be bringing some pretty heavy spells of rain here through the course of Halloween, and then watch what happens through Halloween afternoon as we find this band of rain tracking its way southeastwards, look, through the morning across Ireland and southern parts of Scotland, and then it tracks eastwards through the afternoon on Halloween, probably into the Midlands and East Anglia, or in the western parts of the Midlands and into western parts of East Anglia by the evening, with heavy showers following in behind. So some wet, trickle-treating going on. And then for Thursday, well, we find more of a showery west to northwesterly flow across many parts of the country. Could be some heavy periods of rain from a little area of low pressure forming behind the main front across southern parts of England, but generally it looks as if for many the east of the country should be dry, but the west will be seeing some pretty hefty showers through Thursday. And then we need to watch this feature down towards the south of southwest of Ireland, because it's that feature there that we need to watch. Sorry, this feature here down towards the southwest of the UK. It's that feature that we need to watch for the positioning of it for bringing some very strong winds and heavy rain across southern parts of the country during the course of Friday. Now, this is the latest run of the model, and this has that area a little bit further south. It has that area just a little bit further south, so it's taking the stronger winds and the heavier rain just across southern parts of England, but we need to watch for that being further north. And the indications are that as we go into the weekend, it just looks like we get unsettled conditions, low pressure in control, bringing periods of rain, heavy at times, a further area of low pressure crossing the southeast through Saturday into Sunday, so some really heavy bursts of rain coming through into the weekend, and then we just settle into an unsettled week or beginning of the week next week. So lots going on, lots of detail there I know to get into the forecast, but the overall pattern of it is that it looks like we're in for an unsettled week. Need to watch for the heavy rain and possibly strong winds coming through on Friday, and then things into next week staying unsettled too. So that's it for now. Keep the sun shining, and